welcome along, guys. Unfortunately, my PC decided to restart just before we were just as the stream was starting to get going. So I'm just going to pull back in the normal graphics that I use, as it is just taking a second to do so. You're all very welcome along. Brands Hatch tonight's going to be absolutely epic. Really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the guys can do here. Chris, if you're in the chat, can you just let me know what crazy conditions you've in track for everyone tonight? And yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens here. Gary, can he lose on his 2 in a row winning streak so far in this championship? So I'm just waiting to see now, can Gary keep up his winning ways and carrying the Irish flag? Oh, as it looks like there's a few bits there that shouldn't be there. 1 second. There we go. Don't know why it's out like that, but there we go. We'll get it in and get that where it needs to be as well. Oh, that's not what it needs to be. So I'm putting that in there instead of having the nationality, which no one uses. So there we go. We are now finally good to go. Always fun, guys. Always fun. And it seems to be poor old Amigos. Oh, that seems to get it there. How are you doing, Mr. Ellis? So there we are, a lovely, lovely dark Brands Hatch. On with the tether himself. We've got Paul is in the pits there as well. Looking forward to seeing him out on track. We've got Adam Locke, Mr. Franklin, Harper in the amazing M6. Mr. Dudley there in that lovely Lambo. I do love that. There's a snore fest with Cooper. Cooper's a sound lad, but that car's a bother shy. Then we've got Gary out there. 2-time champ so far this season out of 2 races. Not doing too bad. Vermeulen is here as well. This should be quite interesting. Very, very fast driver as well. Then we've Gamble, very fast driver in the worst car known to man. Then you've got Darren in the pits. Smeeze under Snorefest out there. Then we have our boy Mr. Chris Wall. Then Liam cutting the grass Smith out there. Then Alex in that lovely Porsche. Massey as always in the Honda NSX. Then we've got Radmore in the other Porsche. And then Glenn is coming out there in the Aston. Now, we are missing... How's everyone? Chat Night +1. That was such a great race, man. I was so happy with that Jag race. We're looking forward to seeing what all these can do here in Brands Hatch. Such a technical track. Very, very fast and flowing though. And most of these guys are British. They should be absolutely flying it. Let me see, what else can we look at there? So yeah, last week, so the standings last week. So Gary absolutely, he really was in a league of his own last week. I think it's the nicest way of saying it. He absolutely dominated the race. Dominated the race. That's the only way to say it. But I know the guys will come back with an answer, so it's definitely not over at all. Let me see what else is happening in the world there now. So Glenn is going nice and handy at the minute, guys. This is still practice, so there's nothing major to go with there. What are the weather conditions like for the race? I did not get to see. As you've seen, my PC literally decided to go into sleep mode there, so unfortunately for me, yeah, it was just one of those things. My computer decided to do an update randomly, which I thought I'd them all done. So 16 degrees at the minute, so that's quite nice out there. To be fair, Chris has been quite nice to the guys, because normally I'd be expecting it to be like either -52 or Sahara, so should stay dry as well. Is Chris getting soft in his old age here? Seems to me he is. Not sure if he is, he is. But no, guys, delighted to have you along. Looking forward to some good hard racing again. Great to see Amigos with a lovely, healthy grid, and we may have 1 or 2 more still joining. And yeah, looking forward to tonight's proceedings. Brands Hatch is an amazing track. It held 1 or 2 of the Grand Prix back in the day. Thank you so much, Mr. CJ, for giving me a sub there. You're a good lad. I'm being too nice for now. Well, So, or sorry, Chris being too nice for now. I honestly think, do you know the reason for that is? It's because he's getting soft. He needs better conditions to try and beat Gary, you know. I think he's playing it safe. I'm sure he'll tell me different. But let's see, we jump on with Harper because he's out there in that gorgeous looking BMW. I can hear the pops and bangs. And you can see in the dark just those exhaust each side of the wings absolutely glowing. Beautiful sounding car. Nice and fast going through there. Third gear, 150. Oh, he's definitely pushing the limits there. Now he could be on cold tires either. And there is the Bentley, which I do love as well, to be fair about it. That is a beautiful car. Oh, look at that, sparks and everything. This is the great thing about the darkness. You get to see every little bit of detail that you might normally miss. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. Now, I'm just going to let the guys know, I suppose, that we are live, I think. And try and get a few more guys in. Follow yous. Now, let me have an old nose here. Just messaging into everyone to come and join us. Send grand. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this racing here. You gotta love these views. I love Assetto Corsa. Has some great cinematics with the cameras. Beautiful graphics. Detail like that. The sparks when it kind of bottoms out a little bit. You've got then the brakes that glow. The exhaust glows. And you get Liam who cuts a bit of grass as well. But I'm being nice to Liam because he asked me to. So that's the worst I'll go with Liam. So at the minute, guys, just to go over times, as you can see on the screen there. So Chris Tedder actually has the fastest lap, which I will go to my UI here. Instead of doing current lap, session best relative, there you go. It's the fastest lap is with Tedder there. So Paul's not going out, Tedder's still out there. Vermeulen is out there. The exhaust glowing on the Honda as well. Oh, Mr. Wall's out. Love that car. I'm loving the livery. Sounds very good. So it looks quite nice and stable out there, that car, in fairness to it. Gorgeous sound off it. Hard on the brakes, and around he goes. Now, Gary's in the pits. Radmore in the Porsche. And you see the little twin exhaust in the centre of the rear bumper there. Absolutely glowing along with the huge back box that's on that. Jump on with Darren as well. As we've missed him, the camera's trying to find him. He's too fast for the camera. Nice and steady through there. Little neons in the front of them as well. So you'll notice those little differences as well with some of these guys, the way they have the cars. They'll have neons on, they'll have other little bits like that as well. So it's always fun to see. Right, I know I said I wouldn't show any M4s, but I feel bad in the guys, so I'll show Smee first. Oh, sorry, there's racing going on here, sorry. Then Mr. Harper as well, he goes for a yellow neon. And then Mr. Gamble there. Not a bother to him there. So Gary has jumped Tether, so Gary's back in the pits. Oh, Tether is literally using every bit of track there. Chris is definitely up for a race tonight, I'll tell you that. That NSX is so fast. This track should really suit it as well. He's really pushing that thing out. Not a bother whatsoever. So we've only 11 minutes left of this practice before we get on into the main race, which will be very, very fun and very, very fast, I'm assuming. Because looking at the times here already in practice, they're getting quite tasty already, let's be fair about it. And that's the quality in Amigos. You have every variant. You might as well have 2 tiers by the looks of it with the pace differences with some of them, but there's always some just amazing racing through everybody here. So looking forward to seeing what other stuff we can get done. So let me get rid of that there. Just going through a few a little bit. Grand job. And now what I want to do is just check that my stream is running nicely, and it is running quite nicely, which is the main thing. Guys, don't forget as well, this Wednesday there is going to be an admin podcast for the end of season for ERA, and Mr. Tedder's going to be in it, and I think we should maybe throw in kind of an end of year thing for Amigos as well. I'm sure we'll discuss both anyway. So really looking forward to that. 8 PM Wednesday. Be there, or I don't know, be somewhere else I suppose. But no, it's going to be good fun. There's going to be discussions of obviously some of the plans for the future. There's going to be the calendar unveiling for the tracks that we're going to be racing in. Ooh, well held by Chris. You got to give to him there. That was sick. Mr. Dudley there. Yeah, so there's going to be loads. And I think with that, we will be probably divulging some of the stuff that will be coming up in the new year to kind of whet your appetites a bit. We're hoping as well, between Amigos and ERA, that you're loving all the kind of extra mad races we're doing. We had the Jag race there yesterday, which I think it was 25 Jags on one track, which is probably never ever seen before. And it was actually such a blast. Some funny incidents as well. But all over, great stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the other special events that come up, and obviously the new season's coming in January, which I can't wait for. I'm kind of missing it now a bit. With the endurance race as well next month, there's so much happening, and I'm sure there will be some nice little streams as well in between over the Christmas period as well, and I'll try to have a few podcasts going as well. And yeah, I want to thank everyone as well myself for all the support I've been given this year since I've joined kind of the leagues, so Amigos and ERA, which was ARC, and yeah, no, I want to thank you for all the support you've given the channel. You are all a bunch of legends. It's slowly grown. It's a slow burner, but slowly grown is the main thing. But I do appreciate everyone who does view the channel, anyone who subs as well. I'm so thankful, and you're lucky people because you don't have to be watching any ads. I've made sure any subs don't have to be looking at ads now as well. And even the ads are at a minimal anyway, but at least it stops kind of you getting any ads and annoying you. Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone for the support they've been given, and hopefully the content is improving slowly but surely. I'm sure me talking bollocks probably isn't improving, but hopefully the content and the visuals are getting kind of where they need to be. Yeah. With that, we'll just go back. We have another 7 minutes in quality left. Or in quality and practice left. Jeez, I'm going mad here. He's absolutely flying it. Mr. Adam Locke sitting in the pits. Paul is still sitting in the pits. Paul doesn't bother going out. We haven't given Liam an hour run. We give Liam a run there. So I'm expecting good things out of Liam. As much as I love to take the mick out of him and all that, Liam's genuinely, he's a mate, man. He's a good dude. And I really think that he is improving hugely, and he's one to watch. He is one to watch. Give him next season and the season after. 2023, I'm feeling Limo's going to go from kind of the mid-pack, I'd be fair to say, Liam. I can definitely see him coming up into the top 5, top 4, if he puts in the dedication that he's seems to be putting in, and he's listening to advice that he's getting, which is also quite handy. So yeah, I'm expecting good things from him. I really am expecting good things from him. Hopefully his hard work pays off. It'd be quite cool to see him up there. Let me have a look as well. So who else then? How's Glenn getting on? Glenn is slowing down, getting out of the way, not going to get in the way, and he gets back on the trottle. So that was just Glenn being nice, not blocking a lap. Still practice. He doesn't really have to be doing as nicely as he's doing, but fair play to him. Always nice to see good etiquette on track, which is something you'll always get here in Amigos and in ERA for that matter. Which is always great, because anyone wanting to join a league, you judge it by seeing the streams like this and seeing the racing that happens. And it's very rare you get a very, very silly move. You might get some racing incidents, but you never get... Oh, as that's a car gone off. You never get like a mad incident. I'm waiting for Paul to come out. Nothing's happening yet with that. Just looking who's in the chat there. You have Adam, Chris, John, Madmore. You've got Wall, Christie, Gamble, Cooper, and Harper. I'm surprised Liam and all isn't there. Maybe Liam and Glenn are in their own little chat. Some secret little chat that nobody knows about. Who knows? Oh, as Glenn goes off. I think Glenn noticed that I copped on that they're in a secret chat. Oh, we'll give Gamble some air. I give him enough stick because he is what you would call the most professional. It was an incident, knocking someone off and taking a win, that I've ever come across in my life. When everyone in Amigos hears the name Matthew Gamble, they get shivers down their spine. If Matthew Gamble starts behind them, guys want to just pull out of the way and let him by. They want to finish the race. Oh, he fell asleep at the wheel because the M4 is so shite and boring. And he's fallen asleep at the wheel. Luckily, he's got the break in time, so he's pulled in to have a nap now. That's brilliant. That's how boring that M4 is. I'm surprised this lad hasn't. They're actually kind of they're a major threat on track. They can fall asleep at the wheel at any moment. Although Ted'd be shitting himself half the time because that NSX is so wild. I love that car. He's using every bit of the track. I wonder if there was a game in much time though, because it seems like when you go over those kind of lumps like that, it does slow it down quite a bit. So interesting to see. So as you see, the fastest lap out there is a 1:23.415. Tether's a 1:23.5.82. Oh, I tell you one thing, quality is going to be sick. Oh, that's what you call a slap and a half. Wow. Who else is out there? There's no one really out on track. Everyone's kind of in the pits now, relaxing. Sipping on some gin and juice, waiting for the quali now. Do you know what? I probably don't blame them either. So let's see what happens. So Ventura stayed in the pits, so Paul is quite comfortable in the pits. This is crazy. Everyone's just given up, I think. Other than Tedder. Tedder's the only one that's not given up. absolutely kicking us back. Oh, he cuts that. Like, for me, my brain can't compute that. Because I'm still used to the Formula One way of life where, you know, you take four wheels, cross one white line, that's it. It's an invalidated lap. While here you can really cut and use some of the curves. Oh, he ran that slightly wide. Is he going to be up though? Here we go. So Chris is giving it to Wally. We'll jump on board with him. And while we're on board, I'll turn down the volume because the onboard noise can be quite loud. So let's see what he does here. Nicely brought around anyway. See, he just uses so much of that grass. I can't imagine that being faster. Look, then again, look, that's Paul. How's the fun? Shots if we podium. Oh, yes, Paul. That's amazing. I want to definitely see you doing shots. So hopefully one of you gets a podium. Or both of you. Oh, how did he keep that on the... Like, what? The dude's absolutely on it. I think he ran a bit too fast there. He keeps dipping the wheels onto the grass. To me, that's so unnatural. Needs to be patient getting some understeer now. Them tyres probably overheating a little bit. Although they look cold from where I'm looking there. And with that, he hasn't improved, unfortunately. But look, worth a shot all the same. But now we should be qualifying any moment. Oh, and sideways he goes. So we're into quali now, guys. This is it. 15 minutes of high octane action. That is the grid, guys. There is 18 of these amazing dudes out there tonight racing. Quite a diverse looking grid. Franklin, Gary, Venter, and Vermeulen are out. Joe, I'm going to jump on with Mr. Venter as he goes to cut the grass a bit. Although Franklin's out for, so we give Franklin the fair play of it. Just on my private helicopter here, guys. Don't worry too much. Should be a close race. Gary, it will be with you there, bro. But no, honestly, it should be. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be quite interesting between you and Tedder, but I'm wondering, has any of the Eleanor boys just kind of held back a little bit? Maybe give you a false bit of security? I do feel it's going to be quite a tough race tonight because there is quite fast guys, and Franklin's not to be counted out either. And Gamble's always thereabouts also. So no, look, it's going to be a very fun event, I think. And let's see what we can get. Very patient on the throttle there from Mr. Franklin. So we're going to stand with him for his full lap. He's the first lad to do a lap now. So here we go. So nice and steady so far. Has Tedder well out of the way there. Takes nice wide approach here now. In on tight on the apex. Out wide. So this corner here you could lose a lot of time on. Depends how you take it. But Franklin's taking that quite nicely done. Because sometimes you can run quite wide and end up running onto that curb as well. He is absolutely flying down there. Should be about a third gear corner, maybe fourth. I'd say third gear there. Nicely the way guys getting out of the way. There's no messing around. Frankly, he's such a nice coach. He's very smooth and his inputs are very, very smooth as well. That car does not seem very unstable at all. There's a huge difference how he takes that corner to tether. Love that camera view as well. Hard on the brakes. And on the throttle now all the way to the line. Cuts in tight to give it as shortest one as possible. So a 124.3. So I know Venter isn't too far behind. Venter up into second spot. Glenn is out there as well. So who else is on the lap? Adam Locke, I think is on a lap there. I don't know if he's flashing purple though. So no, Adam's only starting it. Oh no, he's up into third there now. Where's Glenn? What can Glenn do here? Oh, unlucky for him. He's kept it going though. We'll jump on with Gary. Him and Tether use every bit of the track, and that's probably where you are gaining more time than, as I say, he's exactly like Tether. He really uses that curb. Now, he doesn't go on quite as much onto the grass, those Tether. Well, he uses that curb to give him more turn in, so he's carrying more speed through it, and the curb kind of loosens the car and pulls the front in. It's about balancing throttle then. It's all the way, once you know that car is stable, floor it to the line, and he pulls in tight as well. And where does that put him? Straight up onto pole. So a 123.740. Now let me see, where is Mr. Tether in my timing? There's Mr. Tether there. Oh! He gets very loose on the exit, but he's still probably putting a decent time. Well, he gets a P4 provisional, which is not too bad in fairness to him. Mr. Wall, how's he doing? So Wall's only starting his lap now. So you see Franklin is provisionally on pole at the minute with his time so far. So let's see how he gets on. So that's definitely the fastest fourth sector. As he's going through the second sector now. He's still flashing purple at the minute, so he is essentially on a faster lap. He just needs to find a bit more time. He's lost a bit of time there. Oh, he's lost a lot of time there. That's where the guys that are running the carbs a lot more are gaining the time on him by the looks of it. Now he's only lost a tenth. It just takes one slightly better turn. He's definitely giving it socks there now. So 0.1. Trying to see, does he jump up into that 0.2? He's pulled up to 0.2. Oh, he's going back into the purple. It's got to be up on pole. Oh, provisional pole there now. What a dude. This is going to be fun tonight. Paul puts himself up into third now. So three of them are in the 123s now. So I'm going to look for Vermont. So he's in 10th at the minute for Newland. Cooper, I'm assuming, will be up kind of thereabouts. Mr. Tether as well. So Franklin's in the pits. Gary Smith's back out on the track. Ryan Harper. Look at Ryan Harper up in fourth spot in the M6. Go on, you daisy. Go on, my son. That's what I like to see. Oh, all the pops and bangs out of that car is amazing. So that lap is now invalidated, unfortunately, for him. Gary is invalidated as well. Oh no, it's not invalidated, he's just downtime. Can Paul find a bit of time? Tether is up quite a bit of time at the minute, but he does need quite a bit more, I think, to get the pole. He needs another few tenths. So jump on here with Mr. Tether, but this is a much better run from Tether this time round. At least it pulls him back in that bit closer. Up into 5th spot he goes. Mr. Wall there. Chris Wall up into 10th spot now. So Venter, so far, is up a massive amount of time. And at the minute, that's enough to possibly put him on pole, but he needs to get... That's the fastest Sector 1, I'm assuming, of anyone so far. Let's see how he does now. So he's lost a 10th so far going around the lap, but it's still essentially going purple. As I say, he lost a 10th. He's back on 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Back to 3 tenths. That was very brave. Very brave there as well. That was a nice one. He's gained a nice bit of time there with that. So Mr. Venter is really on it. Race on for this pole position. Venter, this is a stonking lap. Up the pole he goes. Wow. 2.4 tenths ahead now. That's the gauntlet is shown. Oh, Harper unfortunately gets it massively wrong. Adam Locke doing a great job there in that Bentley as well. I'm going to jump down here. Mr. Radmore is having a fight with Glenn as well. Still only 2 tenths between them, and that is for then 17th and 18th. Glenn Smith's up 0.6 of a second this lap. Radmore is pushing it, but I think he's going to lose a bit of time. So Glenn is definitely up a bit of time here. What can Glenn do? At the minute, if he gets this lap in, he could jump a few of these guys here. So Glenn, keep it up, bro. Oh, nicely done through there. Nicely done. Get that power down. He's gaining a bit of time here now. Go on, my son. Lovely lap there by Glenn. Drops him up into 14th position. Brilliant stuff. Now let me jump on here. So Vermeulen's out there now. So Locke is on a lap and is up slightly. I'm going to stand with Vermeulen until I see one of the top guys really pulling up a bit of time, because we're going to look at the improvers now. So he's... Darren Christie's up a bit of time now, so Christie's starting to improve as well. I'm looking at all the times, guys, at the minute. This is crazy, guys. The top 3 are all 123.4, 123.6, 123.7. Like, literally, it can go any way. So Vermeulen here, gonna gain a slight bit of time. And it jumps him ahead of Gamble. This is what I mean, like a 10th of a second can make a massive difference. Paul is slowed down, back going again. So Gary's probably out there trying to conjure a plan now of what he can do. Because that was a stonking time. That was an absolute stonker of time. So at the minute, no one's really improving other than Mr. Tito. Will jump on with him. So Alex is really starting to push forward now. Can he pull back? He was up slightly more time than that. Pulling back a bit of time there now. Losing it on the exit. Losing it all on the exit. Oh, he's going to lose every bit of time by the line, I'd say. He didn't really improve then, unfortunately for him. 3 minutes left, so the guy... Ooh. So this is it. Matthew Gamble up a 10th, so we'll jump on with Gamble. He's getting the toe as well from Gary, which is definitely going to help him. So he's jumped ahead of Vermeulen again. Can anyone catch Mr. Venter, which he was on an astonishing lap. So this is the business side of things. I'm fairly sure Tether has more time in him as well. Be interesting to see what happens by the time they get to the line. Gamble's up quite a bit of time here. Mr. Gamble is trying to push it to the guys as well. The only thing is, I don't know whether he have enough pace to catch up with these at the front. It does seem to suit a car that's more about the top end than anything else here. It's such a fast flowing track. Although a lot of the guys behind are starting to get in good laps. So Gamble's up quite a bit of time here. And he's getting pulled along, but then looks like Gary is finally giving up on this. Although he does have time for one more lap, so maybe he's just kind of gathering his thoughts. And he might give it another go, who knows. But Gamble there, that's a lovely lap by Gamble, and that puts him up into third spot now. Fantastic lap by Matthew. I'll give it to him. That was a great lap. Looking now, so Gamble is still improving. Vermeulen's looking like he's going to improve. Smith. So that Glenn is now improving that little bit more. Liam needs to get another lap in as well. Liam will definitely be wanting to get a lap in. Grand job. So let's jump back out onto the track. Gamble's given up. We'll jump on with Liam because this is do or die for Liam. I wasn't expecting Liam down here. I'm wondering, was he just struggling to get a lap in or what? He's putting a bit of time in, so he just needs to get a bit more. I'm sure Radmore's hoping that he doesn't. He's driving very calm and collected. I'm just listening even to the engine notes. James Franklin up a bit of time. Franklin is essentially going for pole now. So Limo here, he looks like he's going to jump possibly Smee as well. No, maybe not now. He's jumped Radmore anyway. Going to jump on with Franklin because Franklin now is improving anyway. Which 2/10 is essentially putting him on pole now. But then again, he keeps dropping up and down like a yo-yo. Or like a roller coaster, isn't it? He just even needs just like a 10th, 2/10, like anything now at all will jump him in position. He can easily gain something, but well, when I say easily, it's possible. Whether he does or not is absolutely a different story. He's given it everything. I don't think he's going to improve now, yeah. Nah, he's lost a bit of time on that one. Guys, what a qualifying session there. Absolutely crazy. That is your starting grid. You've got Mr. P. Venture. You can't really see it with that. So you've got P. Venter, you've got Gary Smith, you've got Franklin, you've Matthew Gamble, Ryan Harper, Adam Locke, Chris Tedder, Jax Vermeulen. You've got then John Dudley. You also have Chris Wall. Oh, I'll pop that here. Then you've Darren Christie. You've then got Neil Massey, Tim Smee, Alex, Glenn, Liam, and then Chris Radmore. So the two brothers starting 15 and 16. That could be spicy at the start of things. We all know how other brothers love to fight very hard here, so that's going to be a good battle to look at now when it does start. Well, congratulations to Mr. Paul Venter there. That was an absolutely sick lap. and nobody had an answer in the end from him. So I'm sure he's quite happy with that one. Gary, always there, like either at the front or second row. So Gary, I'm sure, is not too sad. Definitely it was put to him tonight. And James Franklin right there as well, which is crazy. Then you had Matthew Gamble, a stonker of a lap to be fair, in the M4. Then my boy Ryan Harper and that M6, though, the much more superior BMW. Done a great job. What's this? How do I get rid of all these things? How do you just get rid of that shit? Bear with me 1 sec. I want to get rid of that. I hate when these weird people message in about whatever viewers. I don't want to buy viewers. Of the best viewers in the world between Amigos, and they are fuck the rest of your viewers that you're trying to sell you. But let me see. Can I get rid of that? No, I can't. So I can do here block. Grand. Gone. Alright, Daz, how you doing? Are you keeping well? So literally there's not much to really see here at the minute. How long left are we before this race begins? So what I'm gonna do actually now, I'm gonna run the Amigos intro. And I will talk to you in a second. So we're just waiting for this start to happen now. Your boy is on pole. He done a stonking lap, let's be fair about it. An absolutely brilliant lap. I'm sure he's quite happy with that. I'd be definitely happy if I was him.
30 seconds.
But yeah, good to have you in, boys. Supporting your two lads actually tonight. You've Vermeulen out there as well. Actually, one thing I am missing is your logo, which I will get in if Paul ever gives it to me, or whoever in your community sends me on your Eleanor logo. I'll add it into the streams as well, because you guys are absolute legends. So I'm going to stay on with James, I think, because at least I'll get to see the full grid. Okay, as I say that, James hasn't moved. Oh, okay. Oh, please definitely do now, because at the end of the day, I'm happy to advertise you guys as well. Yous are all a sound bunch. My love for Eleanor is as strong as my love for chocolate, and if you see me, I'm a fat fuck, so you know that that's the real thing. So look at this here. He is now ready to get going once he crosses that light, and we are away. So Matthew Gamble's got a great start. Paul is holding off Gary at the minute. Matthew Matthew and Franklin had a bit of a moment then. Look at Harper though, going around the outside of Matthew there. Let's jump on with that. That looks like a great one. So Gary's after getting by Paul as well though. A lot happening here. So look at Harper and Gamble are at it. So Harper's after getting by. So Paul's after losing position. Gary's up position. Harper's up 2. Gamble's up 1. And unfortunately Franklin is down 2 positions. Oh, what's happened, Heather? Let's go back to a replay here. Shit, where is Tedder? Where is Tedder? Where is Tedder? I'll see it. Oh. Okay, a few cars got caught up in that one there. Oh, and more action happening there. What is happening? So that's Dudley. What happened, Dudley, guys? Oh, Dudley lost it. Oh, that was a huge smack. Wow, wow, wow. But anyway, guys, back to the race here now. Harper is only 0.3 of a second off Mr. Paul. Jumping back down here, so Glenn's away. Look at that view there. They are hard and at it. Look at just how close this is at the minute. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are after pulling clear. 2.5 seconds away then to Bermuda up in 7th. And then all the way back, there's a bit of a train there as well. I will try and capture everything, but guys, at the minute, the racing is just way too tight to understand what's actually happening. As Harper gets a bit sideways, that's going to help Paul a little bit. Although Harper is still sitting there. So this present moment of the race, Harper is quite racy. Gary is just starting to pull away a little bit, so Paul will want to kind of get his head back into it and start pushing forward, and I'm sure he will. He's very experienced there. He won our endurance event around Monza here. This man can race. Mr. Harper also is super fast, and he's took a big thing by taking on the M6, and he done it out of peer pressure from me, to be fair. He's an absolute hero, because that M6 is not the fastest out of all the cars, if we're genuinely honest. But my God, it's just an amazing car, so fair play to him. We're going to jump back now, because Paul now is 0.2 of a second off Gary. So Paul's maybe heard my hurry up, and now look at this. Logistical Nightmare Racing Team car, and he is now right up there. Alex though as well. Where's the camera gone for Alex, because he's only 2.2 seconds off Mr. Cooper. Saying that, then you've got Darren Christie 0.2 seconds off. That camera just seems to miss everybody. But anyway, where are we now? Mr. Tedder is right there as well. Well, he was there, of course. So Tedder's now down to 15th. Oh, as Liam Smith had a bit of a moment now behind. Looks like he has a bit of damage on the front of that car. He needs to get that car back to the pits. Oh, that steering must be absolutely wrecked on that poor dude's car. Wonder what, I must have missed that one. So Dudley is now down in 18th. I think Dudley is quite unlucky. But Radmore now is getting the benefit of 2 positions there with that. Let me have a look here. Alex now on the back of Cooper still. So gaps now starting to spread out a little bit. You've got the top 3 there. There's a second between each of them at present. So what I might do now, for the sake of you watching the race, I'm not going to do session best relevant. I'm just going to do race gap. So that is the gaps now live. And then instead of personal deltas, what I might do is the current lap. So you're going to see the current lap and then the distance between each car. Give you something different to be looking at, guys. Darren Christie though, 0.4 of a second off Glenn. So Glenn's had a stonker of a start as well. Glenn's up in 11th spot. So Glenn's took full advantage of that. Although look at James Franklin now is getting close on Mr. Gamble. This is for 4th and 5th position here. This is a dark race in Brands Hatch, and my God, what a thing of beauty it is. So it's spread out now again. So Paul is about 1.2 seconds off by the looks of it. As the best lap, fast lap goes to Gary Smith there, a 1:24.562 at present. I did miss you, old bollocks you. How are you doing, Alpha? You well? Franklin's still at it there though. This is the closest battle on the track currently. And as I say that, Chris Waldo is saying, no, it's not. Here I am with Mr. Massey. Give us a now look. And don't forget, these guys now have to wait another 1 or 2 seconds. There you go. Anyone who has damage now can pit, and it's not going to affect overall the race, so they might have had to do an extra lap of pain. but now it's going to be dividend to them. And the likes then of, oh, Glenn's after dropping it. What happened, Glenn? Oh, just absolutely lost it, understeered onto the grass, and done well though to not get any damage. And while that then 1 second out, I need to jump back onto Franklin now, because Franklin is getting very, very close. And as I say that, Ryan Harper getting very close to Mr. Paul as well. This is for second and third. It's like every time I look away, there's someone, it's Vermeulen now as well. I keep an eye on that. Then you have Franklin now behind as well. Lads, I don't know where to be looking here. This is great racing, but I don't have 50 heads. This is crazy. Absolutely mad racing out there. But these guys are not afraid. You've got Cooper's in the pits already. Cooper's obviously picked up some damage, so he's going to get in now and get out of any damage. Then you have Liam Smith in the pits. You've got Radmore coming out of the pits. You've got Tedder in the pits. You've got Chris Wall in the pits. So the pit windows, or pit lane should I say, is quite active at the minute. So Jacques Vermeulen is doing a good job out there as well. He is now attacking Mr. Adam Locke, and Adam Locke is no slouch in that Bentley. Let me tell you, Adam is quite the fast dude. So he's flying. So Glenn now back up in 12th with everyone coming in the pits. So Liam, where is Liam? It's not letting me jump onto Liam for some reason. So Cooper's coming out of the pits. So you've got Tedder coming out of the pits. Liam has left. Liam has left. No, Liam-o. Liam-o. He was definitely struggling tonight. It's an absolute shame though. Tim Smee off a bit there. Vermeulen now is getting that bit closer. Liam-o, if you can hear me, please let me know what happened, man. As I say it there, shite night. Yeah, look, man, I seen you were struggling. It was unlucky, and look, I actually was saying nice things about you before any of the race or anything like that. Like, you are going to be getting faster and faster. You're putting the time in. Unfortunately, tonight is not a reflection of that. It just seems you just, was it the setup or what was it was struggling? What was what happened? It was just unlucky more than anything else. But look at this, Paul Venter though is now on the back of Gary here. So has Paul been saving his tyres for a bit? Maybe biding his time, and might put pressure on now and see is there any chink in Gary's armour. And especially then with back markers coming into it as well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I was looking at you going around and you were very, very cautious driving. You weren't pushing it. I think I said that in one of the quali laps. I just noticed you just weren't really at the Liam kind of really pushing it to the max. So I did notice that you weren't exactly comfortable. Who knew that my comms could actually be a genuine comms where I'd actually see things? But I know, I'm sorry to see that you had a tough night, man. But look, Glenn is still going out there as well, and obviously... Yeah, honestly, I knew there was something up, and look, it's a shame, but look at this, so... Oh, is Franklin going to make the move here as well? Franklin side by side with Gamble. Franklin's going to get the move done. Although Gamble's not giving it up. Oh, there'll be squeaky bum there. Gamble's held on to it for now, but Franklin have the better line out. But Gamble is the inside for the next corner here. Gamble's pushing him wide, but Franklin needs to get a decent one out. But Gamble has got ahead, and Gamble is really aggressively defending that position, not leaving any door open whatsoever. And as a result of that, has ran very wide, and James is like, wham bam, thank you ma'am, I am boy, good luck, and sayonara. And while this is happening, Matthew is coming back at him. We're going to jump onto this lead race here as well, because Paul, only half a second off and coming up to back markers. Will the back markers play anything, any role in this? He is absolutely pushing it. And look at Harper, boys. Honestly, Harper's doing a stonker of a race so far in that M6. What a dude. And Dudley jumps right out of the way of this and doesn't get in the way. Look at Harper. Honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Harper is doing a stonker of a race. I'm sure if he was in the NSX or the Audi, he'd be quite a bit up the road. Great to see the different cars here all fighting. Absolutely love to see it. As Glenn is now coming out of the pits and he's going to get out ahead of Dudley. Very, very close to that. If Dudley wasn't as generous with his getting out of the way, I'm sure that mightn't have been the case. But look at this. Paul is literally begging for a way by. And Gary is a very experienced racer. He's not going to just let up. Unless it's a very, very rare driver error that happens. As I say that, a very, very rare driver error happened, but not enough. But you can definitely tell Paul is pushing him. So Paul's taking a quite different line through there. Harper sticking with them. In fact, with this fighting, Harper's starting to get a bit closer. He's after pulling in half a second on this battle here. This is for the top 3, guys, and it's only, what, 12 minutes gone pretty much. Great stuff. And as I'm saying that, look at Mr. Dudley here, of course, on the back of Mr. Glenn as well. So 2 Smiths battling, 1 for podium, or 1 for the win, and 1 for 16th at the minute. But I do know there is loads of guys that... Oh, what happened, Harper, here? Oh, he just lost it. And then he just drove into the wall. Okay. Did he disconnect or something? That's very weird. Very, very weird, but I have to jump away from that. Oh yeah, Cooper, sorry. I'm so involved with the racing. So I don't know what happened, Cooper, there. Yeah, Harper, of course, is a ledge. Yeah, Cooper, I don't know what happened to him. It looks like that was a disconnect, Liam. Would he be right in saying that? Because the car just went straight off and then stopped randomly. And he still stopped on the track, so I'm assuming that has to be a disconnect. Ooh, Paul runs very wide. Not good for Paul. Good for Harper, though. Because Harper now is right behind these. What's happening here? So I'm sure Gary is breathing a sigh of relief now. He's after getting a set 1.2, 1.3 seconds of a gap now because of that small little error. Ah, okay, fair, fair, fair. I'll allow that one. I'll allow that one. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But he's still on the track, though. So he must have just literally abandoned the car and got out. Ah, lame-o. You have other races to come. That was tough for you. It was tough. I do feel bad. No cursing. Okay, no cursing for exactly 1 minute. Starting from now. Unless something really bad happens and I need to curse. Less than 2 seconds covers the top 3. Well, slightly over it now. Ah, here, no. Stop all this redeeming those jokes. How do you have so many of them? You must have watched hours and hours of my footage. She's after asking me to do no cursing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 fanboy. Oh, I'll give you a free sub, so. Flying along there. So Adam Lochdow and Gamble is the closer battle here. As I say that, Dudley, what happened here with Dudley and then? Okay, so that was just a drag race where the Lambo won. As Vermeulen's in the pits. Vermeulen is in the pits. Back on with Adam now and Gamble. So Gamble hasn't really recovered after that slight mistake when he was racing Franklin. Franklin's pulled about 1.8 seconds clear, and Franklin is starting to slowly catch in on the guys. It's great that Liam's my number 1 fanboy. I'm his number 1 fanboy too. So with this is crazy. What happened, Alex, here? Oh, so Alex just letting the guys by. I just seen a yellow flag. Fair play to Alex. So that's all there is covering the top three, all pretty much in the one camera shot there. That's phenomenal. Very rare you get to see a race like this, and we're what, 15 minutes in now? Over 15 minutes in, and this is how it's going. The Honda and the NSX had a race. The Honda wants to slap the Audi in the face. Cooper's still on track. I don't know what's happened, Cooper. Oh, that's a dangerous place for him to be. What is going on there? Right, that could be dodgy. So I can hear he's trying to drive. Keep an eye on that. As Harper is all over the back of Mr. Paul again. So Paul has lost a bit of time to Gary. I don't know what happened there. Harper absolutely flying out there. Adam Lock though, getting very close again to Gamble. Is Cooper going again? Cooper is going again. What happened to him? What the hell is going on there? Alex, what's happened, Alex? Oh! Oh! So that was that Franklin that he hit? What? Gary's in the pits, by the way, guys. Sorry, there's so much weird shit happening here. I'm so confused right now. So Franklin's in fourth. It looked like he got ploughed out of it by that Porsche. Well, it makes sense because Gamble's ahead of him. So he must have spawned and the Porsche absolutely cleans him out of it. Which, you know, is... Alex is in the pits anyway. Cooper is somewhere. So Cooper's back on the track. With literally the steering bent in the car. Yeah, Franklin definitely spun ahead. I don't know what Cooper's doing. I think Cooper should just reset himself into the pits. He's already a few laps down. But that car has literally, you see the wheel bent and shite in it. Wow, as that Franklin is in the pits, I'm not surprised there. He must have got some severe damage that time. So Paul really does need to set his or spread his wings now and start pushing out. He's no one ahead of him. He just needs to do quality lap after quality lap now and try pull some time from Gary. So Gary is, where is Gary now? He's down in 8th spot at the minute. And out on the track, not a bother, splash and dash. I'd say Franklin has a lot of time. I'll have a look at the pit times after. I'd say he'll be in there for at least a minute or more. And if Cooper gets into the pits, he'll be in there for 2 days, I'd say. So poor old Alex must have severe damage as well. He's in there quite a while. I don't know what's going on there with Cooper tonight. I'm bamboozled by that one. But in other news, Adam Lock though is getting quite close to Gamble. It's a lovely camera view there. Two of them flying through there. Absolutely on it. 0.8 of a second. This is definitely the closest battle by far. By far. In other news, positions gained. Highest, the winner goes to Tim Smee up 8 positions at the minute. The biggest loser, unfortunately, is Mr. Franklin. In other news, Chris Tedder is up in 10th spot, started 7th. Now, let me have a look here now. Pit times is what everyone wants to know about. 142 seconds for Alex. Wow, that was severe damage. Haven't seen Paul, so Paul's coming out of the pits now, so I'm interested to see. Is Paul... Oh... So Paul's got out ahead of Gary. Paul has pitted and got out ahead of Gary. I'm not just seeing things there. And by quite a margin too. So I'm wondering, did Gary have any damage? So Harper now in the lead. You've got Adam Locke after getting Boy Gamble there, which we did miss, unfortunately. There's so much happening in this race. I'm just trying to get head and tails of it. And Tedder. Oh, Tedder's had a big one off. Oh, snapped him. That's straight into the wall. Oh. No headlights. Oh, wow. That's going to be a nightmare. Oh, his car is smiling though. That's something. I know it's not funny. Well, it's funny to laugh at that bit of it. It's not funny what happened to him. Tedder's doing what he can. How's he racing with no lights? Darren Christie had a bit of an off, but he's gone again. Chris Wall is true. That's not good news for Tedder though. So Massey's doing a great job there as well. But Paul Venture is looking quite handy out there. He's quite a bit of time off. Gary. Did Gary change tyres? So Wall is true. Massey's off. What happened to Massey? He's gonna clip the curb, yeah. And around you go. Quite a standard little spin, but luckily catches it. No harm, no foul. Lost one position in that, but you know, that was Paul Venture was going to get by anyway in pit, so it's not a big thing. Tedder's really struggling. Oh! He must have severe steering issues because that looked like it was impossible to get into the pits. Well, at least he knows it was himself. It wasn't anyone else who caused it. I suppose that's the only thing you can say. You can kind of live with that over anything else. What happened to you? Honestly, what happened there? Because it looked like you disconnected, but then the car just decided to go mad again. Please fill me in. The mystery of Cooper has been dumbfounding me. Please let us know what happened, because I was confused to hell of what was going on. Darren is absolutely on here. Got bored? What? Oh, a little bit wide there, but keeps it going. Tedder looks like he's going to be coming out on last spot here by the looks of it, because there's going to be quite hefty damage on that NSX after that incident. So Ryan Harper's doing a good job out in front though. Oh, the monitor disconnected. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, mate, because it was so random and I could see there was just something weird happened. So that makes a lot of sense. That's really annoying though. Everyone's quite spread out. So can Gary Smith do anything about Venture? He's about 12 and a bit seconds off, so he's definitely putting in a bit of time. So he must have went on fresh rubber. But I don't know by the end of the race is it going to make that much of a difference. He really needs to get all the jobs done now. So Tim Smee has got by as Gamble is in the pits now. So Gamble, I'm assuming, will be behind Venture, but will he be behind Massey is the question. Centre screen went black, took the power cable out, plugged back in, went into standby. Oh, wow. That is frustrating. As Smee is off the track. Smee forgot where the track was there. I don't know what happened. So Gary is now boy, Vermeulen's now boy. Glenn's in the pits. Yeah, so that was us unlucky then for you, Cooper. That was yeah, confused the life out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, his gamble goes a bit sideways there. Was that some excitement coming out of the M4? Oh, we're after missing another car. Who's gone? We're after losing 3 drivers so far. Salim, we've missed Cooper. Who's the third one? Oh no, the other Smith brother's gone. Is he? Yes. The 2 Smith brothers out. What happened, your brother? Glenn, what happens if you're in? Scramble and Vermeulen are at it now. Half a second covering them. That NSX though will be superior in a straight line. But we know Gamble's quite fast in this BMW M4. Paul Venture though is absolutely flying out there as well, although his lead on Smith is staying in around the 12-13 second mark. So good for him so far. Oh, been the big time coming out of Sterling. That's unlucky, bro. So Cooper's after rejoining and he's in the pits, so I think Cooper's going to go back out and try finish anyway, which is good to see. Tedder had woeful bad luck there. Tedder's last pit stop was 97 seconds. Alex Terdoshi was 142 seconds. Any other big ones like that? No, but when I look then at Mr. Where is he now? So Gary done a 24-second pit stop, so he obviously done tyres, while Paul Ventures was 5.4 seconds. So Paul was not going to go for tyres. And that's the difference now that we're looking at here, as Gamble now is 0.4 of a second off. He is trying everything to get by there. So Ryan Harper is obviously feeling quite comfortable out there as well. But at this moment in time, it does look like Ryan Harper is going to be dropping down behind Paul. If I was Ryan, I'd be getting in and getting my pit done now just so it's done. To kind of know what you're fighting for. But Ryan, if he does everything right, could be out ahead of Mr. Gary as well. But I think he'd need to come in quite soon for that. Although there's still half a race to go. It's crazy to say that. Harper's having a blast out there, isn't he? So Gamble still doing what he can, but it's dropped off a bit. But Mr. Franklin is coming back into it as well. So Franklin, after his unfortunate spin and then getting hit as well, it was just a tough one for him, wasn't it? And these are actually the closest cars together at the minute, real-time racing. Although Adam Locke's only 4.6 seconds off Mr. Harper, then Paul is only 2 seconds now off Tim Smee. So Paul is definitely flying it out there. So Cooper's back on track doing what he can. I'd say Cooper will go for an old fastest lap or something. He's going to stick it out to the end, which I love to see as well, so fair play to him. Oh, it's ready to see Matcha Gamble nearly losing it. I did, but he kept it going. So that's a back marker now between Gamble and Vermeulen. Franklin right behind there as well. I think that's Radmore. It is Radmore. Starting to learn the names and associate the cars with the names, as the bridge is getting in the way of Anton there with Gamble. Oh, Oh, Radmore runs very wide there. So Gamble is 2 seconds off Gary. Or sorry, off Vermeulen. James is very, very close now, only 1.8 off. James has the back marker in the way, but there's nothing he can do there because he has right to take the corner. The horse is knocking it out of the way, so Franklin is going to get a bit annoyed and goes around the tighter way. But in fairness, then that was Radmore has kept it in a straight line. Paul Venture at 1.8 seconds now off Tim Smee. Tim Smee is yet to pay. Adam Locke is yet to pay. Ryan Harper is yet to pay. Neil Massey is yet to pay. Everybody else has pitted. Chris Tedder with the fastest lap at 123.975. I would have popped up a while ago. I've been just concentrating so much on other things, I did miss that. So Tedder with the fastest lap at present. Now let's see what's happening here. Franklin 1.5 seconds off. Gary Smith now is starting to pull in Massey. So Gary Smith has pulled a bit of time on Venture as well. So Paul will want to start pushing up a little bit as well. Oh, and that looks like that was Smee after running wide. So Paul is after getting through there without having to fight. So that was quite lucky for Paul. So now Paul only has Adam Locke and Harper ahead. And he's only about 25, 20... Well, he's something off the lead. It keeps flying. The real-time delta with the corners is probably a bit too fast for these kind of tracks. I would assume he's about 27, 28 seconds off. He still should come probably out in front of Mr. Harper, unless Harper, who looks like has been lapping pretty similar to Paul Venture, really though. Harper's fastest lap though of the race is slightly slower than Venture's fastest lap of the race overall. Gary Smith though is getting very, very close to Massey here now. GS Sim Racing there. You see him after putting Gary's advert on the intro screen. I think I forgot to put it on the outro screen, but that will be rectified for next week. Definitely give his YouTube a watch as well. He put some quite good content up there. Oh, as Gary's looking for anyway by Massey now. Massey does not have to just yield. Massey can fight this as hard as he wants to. And how hard does he want to race now is the next thing. Although it's not really Massey's race because he does have to pit. But he does not have to give it up. That's one thing he doesn't have to do. I'm sure Gary does love to see him going into the pits here now. The NSX in a straight line though. It ain't easy to get by. He's doing everything in his power, but still Massey has him behind for now. Massey got a better line out of that corner there as well. See, Massey's a proper fighter as well. He's not just going to walk away, regardless of whether he's the pit or not, because it's still, for him, that's race position. He's entitled to race it. And this is music to Mr. Venture's ears, who is now, after getting a bit of extra time out of this so far, he's gained about a second with this fighting that's going on here. So this is great news for him. So he's like, Paul's gained 0.6 of a second last lap alone on Gary. Ooh. Side by side. So Massey decided to give it up now. Gary runs a little bit wide. So Gamble and Franklin. Franklin's boy. Vermeulen. Not too far off Massey though now in fairness, but Massey is dropping quite a bit off Gary now. So Gary now gets the anchor down. Gary is about 13 seconds off Mr. Paul Venture with 25 minutes on the dot remaining. Is there anything he can do? Well, the next 20 minutes will show, as Matthew Gamble is all over the back of Franklin, who is right there with Vermeulen. So this has turned into a nice little battle here for 7th, 8th and 9th position. You got to give it up for Mr. Harper, although he done a slow enough lap. The last lap is doing a great job out there in pole. Well, in first place, I'm going to say pole. He's doing a fantastic job out there in that M6 in pole position at present, or in first place at present. Adam Locke in that Bentley as well, doing a phenomenal job in second. There's only 2.8 seconds off Harper now, so he's been pulling in slowly against Mr. Harper. And he's lapping fast. Although Harper last lap now has pushed it in. He's done his personal best of the race at 1:24.8, which is faster than Paul, which has been faster than Gary as well. So in fairness, Harper has the pace in that M6. He just needs to keep consistently at that, and then he'll be doing very well. So this battle here with Franklin and Gamble and Vermeulen now definitely starting to heat up. All of them have pitted, and these are racing for actual track position. Although Massey will be behind these, so you're really talking, what is it, 6th, 7th and 8th really. Once Massey does decide to pit. Which I won't be surprised if it was soon enough. Harper still about 2.8 seconds clear. Fair play to Harper. So Harper's consistently now. Oh, as Vermeulen has had a moment, so we'll go back and watch that properly. I think what happened for Vermeulen there. Just on the exit of that corner, got it a little bit wrong, but gets it back on, which is the main thing. And is right there behind Gamble as well. Oh! Oh, we'll go onto the helicam and do a 10-second. Did he just lose it? Oh, he had the curb in the grass. Did he get any hard damage? Yes, he's going to there. Oh, that's quite unlucky for him, but at least he got to keep it going in a straight line, which is the main thing. So on with Gamble here. So Vermeulen, is he off again? Oh, he is. No, 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 no. What's happened? Oh, lost on that curb. The poor dude. Get it back to the pits. Get the head down, bro. Oh, that's unlucky for him. Unlucky for him. Gonna jump on with the race leader for a minute, Mr. Harper. He is still due to pit. 21 minutes to go. Adam Locke also due to pit with 21 minutes to go. Paul Venture has pitted. Tim Smee is yet to pit. And Massey's yet to pit. Only 4 left to pit now. And they're leaving it quite late. Harper is absolutely flying it out there. He's putting in his fastest few laps now. And consistently in the early 125s and 124s. So he's lapping quite fast. And he's lapping faster than Venture at the minute, which is great. So he needs to keep that up as well for a little battle near the end. I still don't know who's going to win the race. Because there's still a few people yet to pit. There's that variable in there. We don't know. We just don't know. Depends how much fuel, if they go for tyres. So Vermeulen's in the pits. Possibly once there's not a massive amount of damage, should be ahead of the likes of Tedder and Radmore. But it depends on how much damage he's after getting. And that's going to be then really where he's going to decide what his position will be. And whether he's even close to anyone then to have a little fight. Because even if you're not fighting for a win, it's always nice to fight on track and have that little race to the end. So Gamble now and Chris Wall. Oh, sorry, Gamble and Franklin are still at it. And then you've got the back marker of, I think that's Radmore, sticking to the back of them now as well. So Adam Locke has consistently stayed about 2.8 seconds off Ryan Harper. Paul Venture is about 27, 28. So, well, it depends because it keeps going up and down. But I'm going to say about 27, 28 seconds off. And that's Chris Tedder now behind him. Tedder very unlucky down at 14th. That's so unlucky as Cooper obviously gives up the go. It's just a tough one for him if the screens went to him. There's nothing he can do about that. Is Tedder gonna? Is he gonna go for it? Tedder just wants a race. Tedder doesn't mind. And the last thing Venture needs is a guy pushing him from behind. Although it might up his game a bit. He's absolutely flying it out there at the minute. Bit of understeer, but then he gets a better exit, does he? Yeah. Like a little slingshot away there. On with Franklin there now. He's still holding off Gamble by a bit now, but is getting closer to Massey in front. And Massey is yet to pit, so like Franklin doesn't need to fight this one too much because he will be getting that 6th position regardless. That's his for now, unless Gamble comes back at him, obviously. But so Franklin just knows he doesn't need to be overdriving it now. So Gary Smith and Tim Smith. Gary Smith's after getting by. So Smith just gets out of the way. Doesn't even bother fighting. So that's quite nicely done there, in fairness. So now, Gary Smith, 11.2 genuine seconds off Mr. Paul Venture. Let's see if we get a battle on there, as Franklin now is getting very close to Massey. I'm assuming Mr. Massey might be jumping in the pit soon, instead of losing time fighting away. As Vermeulen though has had the yellow flag. Oh no, 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 no. What's happened to him here? Oh. The carbs have just been getting him tonight, unfortunately. As Franklin gets the job done. And lose out there. So Tim Smee has finally decided to pit as well, which is good. So Massey still has yet to pit. And also Adam Locke and Ryan Harper. Guys, it's around to less than 18 minutes to go. What is happening here? Every time I look at the clock, it doesn't feel like it's going that fast. The racing's just being that gripping for me to watch. As Radmore is now up into 12th spot. So Radmore doing a great little job there. You gotta be there. So Massey is sticking with Franklin now at the minute. It's only a matter of time before he pits regardless. And this is the closest battle. So Locke has now lost a bit of time. So Ryan Harper doing quite good laps out there, guys. I have to say, he's still faster than Venture and Gary Smith at the minute. He's lapping faster. I'm so curious to see if Harper's going to come out in front, behind Paul or behind Gary. I need these pits to happen. I need these pits to happen. So Locke's lost a little bit more time there now. On with Mr. Harper. As we're coming up around the very, very tight, fast right-hander. Like, it's one of those corners where you don't think you can take it as fast as you can. He is absolutely on it. It's such an amazing track, this, guys. It really is. I really do miss it in F1. Does he pit this lap? 16 minutes to go. You can go as far as 5 minutes without having to pit, but he's quite happy to stay out there. He is driving very, very strong. And even this lap here just gone. Yeah, he's still lapping very, very fast. We'll see what Mr. Venture and Gary Smith does, but at the minute, he's lapping very, very fast compared. 25.59 last lap. Let's see what Venture and Gary do. Gary's down to 10.7 seconds away from Venture as well. $126.7 for Venture. What happened, Massey? Just went off the track. Okay, so Gary at 126.7. So I'll tell you one thing, Harper Harper has a chance at maybe jumping these guys, because if these guys are getting stuck in traffic. His tether got by Venture, so Venture had a bit of it off there as well, I'd assume. Or else his tether is absolutely lit on those fresher tyres out there. Oh, I'm just so curious to see what happens with these pits. They need to do it. My nerves are gone. Adam Locke's doing a fantastic job. Hat off to you. I'll tip the hat. They're going for another lap anyway, so I'm assuming it's going to be a 5-minute job for these. Well, we're down to... What is happening here? Why are people leaving? It's for Mullen, so we're after missing the other Porsche as well as gone. Started by 18, down to 14. Away we go. Interesting, Adam Locke now lapped a second faster than Harper the last lap. So Harper had a bit of a moment the last lap, and it tells in the timing. 1.5 seconds. And Harper's gone off again. Harper, I think, needs just to get his head into the pits now. And just focus, because he can't be affording to be losing time like that. Because he's genuinely on for a fight for a podium. Because Franklin isn't too far off Gary Smith either, so Harper cannot afford any of these offs. So Harper's going into the pits now. Let's see what he does. We're going to stay on with him, see how long he takes. So if it's a splash and dash, about 5 seconds after he stops, he should be back going again. That's for Mullen in the pits at the minute. So it looks like a splash and dash because he's not lifted up. He's in there quite a while though. He's going, he's going. Let's see now. So there is Paul after going back into essentially the lead. But Harper gets out ahead of Gary Smith. So that was absolutely huge. Where's Gary? Ooh. This is going to make it interesting into this race. Harper's 4.8 seconds off Venture. 5.1 now. Gary Smith's about 5.1, 5.3 seconds off then Ryan Harper. So this is going to be an interesting end to this race. Adam Locke now, can he do that and to get involved here? Because Adam Locke, if he gets in quick enough, because he's been lapping very, very fast, he could jump out ahead of Ryan Harper, possibly, or thereabouts ahead of Gary Smith. But at the minute, he's just happy enough doing all these faster lap times. He is lapping faster than anyone else on the track at present. Well, other than Gary Smith, because Gary Smith last lap at 1:24.9. So Adam Locke, if he wants to have a chance at a genuine battle on the track, I think needs to get in this lap to try to get out ahead of Mr. Smith. Because Smith is flying out there. Seconds every lap, so he really does need to try and get it done. And Paul's now 4.1 seconds ahead of Harper. So there's been a second lost. Vermeulen's still in the pits. I think Vermeulen's is kind of... I think he's given up on it. Yeah, he's about 8 minutes in the pits now. It's been a tough one for a lot of these guys tonight. I don't know why. Liam struggled. Glenn struggled. Cooper had the issues. That was what, that would be 70. And then the other Porsche, I can't remember his name even already now. Yeah, I can't remember. My memory's gone to shake, guys. But I'm surprised he left as well, because he was doing alright as well. Like, He was down a bit of time because I had 100, was 142 seconds he was in the pits, it was, so he was in quite a behind, but at the end of the day, you got to keep going with these kind of things. So Adam Locke is now in the pits. So I'm going to jump with Gary for this one here because I want to see where Mr. Locke comes out in this, because I reckon it's going to be tight. So Harper 4.1 seconds off Venture. Smith 4.8 seconds off Harper. Does Adam... Where does he fit into this? So Venture's going to surely get by Adam now. But the question is, where does Adam come out? Adam stays out in the lead! Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a proper splash and dash. Look at this. Well, there's one for the books. Wow. So Paul has to fight proper now of the next 9 minutes. Has less than a second to get by him. Can he do it? Wow. I was not expecting that. He's been done phenomenal. But he's obviously been putting in great times. I've been watching his times. He's been putting in phenomenal times. I didn't think he made that much time up. But that's huge. That's huge. He's pulled 5 seconds clear of Harper. Wow, wow. I'm in shock here. Let's see what happens. Can Paul have an answer for this man here? Adam Locke in that Bentley is flying it. Gary Smith slowly pulling in Harper, but I don't know if he'll have enough time. Bentley, Honda and M6 will be quite a good looking podium, to be fair. Holy cow. Wow. I'm actually speechless. That's some going by Locke. I'm sure even Paul's probably impressed in the car, going, well, I didn't expect that. There's Harper in the picture just behind as they're going through. It looks like Darren Christie is the next car ahead. Does Christie get out of the way fairly quickly? Well, I think he's decided just to completely jump out of the way. Fair play to him. If it was unintended, it looked like he was doing a very nice thing. So Gary Smith's lost a little bit of time to Harper. Harper has lost a bit of time to these guys. So these guys are now in a league of their own. Just under 7 minutes to go, guys. Under 7 minutes to go, and still at 0.7 of a second. Cannot miss a beat here. Chris Waldo going for Smee. No. It's a tough track to overtake, but wow, I'm in shock here to end up. Although Paul now is getting very close. What can Locke do? Paul is waiting for a bit of room. But Locke is doing everything he can. So Paul is sticking 0.3 of a second off though. Well, the Bentley is nice and wide as it is, so. He's carrying a lot more speed through there, and you can see that already. He pulled 2 tenths in that one corner alone. So it looks like Adam Locke's strong point is the way he's taking some of these corners. The Bentley's able to use more of them curbs. .8 of a second again. 0.5, 0.8, 0.4. So that Honda obviously got a much better run than we thought. This is just nail biting stuff. I can't even breathe with it now, guys. I know Tim Smee and Chris Waller fighting with Massey, but we can't get off this race lead. What can Paul do? Can Paul do anything? Can Adam keep his head together and keep this to the end? 5 minutes to go. Look how close Paul's getting there. So Paul is able to carry way more speed there. Who cares about the pit window? We're focused so much on this bit of a battle here now. 0.4 of a second it's down to. Paul is trying everything. Adam is just literally staying calm and driving his own race. It's tit for tat at the minute. There's some corners where Adam's quicker. He's pulling out that bit of advantage. Then Paul's pulling it back at the next few corners. Chris Wall and Smedo are very close. Paul is now a second off, but that'll probably drop back a little bit there. So Paul normally pulls in a bit of time here now. And Adam's after slowing himself down a bit there, so that's not going to help him. Should expect Paul to come in a little bit. The guys, I'm just going to jump really quick as Smee looks like went off the track there. Yeah, off the track he went. I'm going to stay on this battle here though. What? There we go. So Locke and Venter. 3.5 minutes to go. 0.8 of a second. Paul might send it into Druids or Surtees. I don't know, but look at he's looking, he's getting inventive. And he might have a better drive out here. It looks like he has the better drive out here. Oh, Adam is making that Bentley nice and wide. Paul, is he going to go for it? He was going to try go for it, but had to back out of it. Oh. Paul is sticking with the task. 3 minutes to go. And I tell you one thing, whether you're the car behind the car in front, this is not easy because you need full concentration. You cannot afford the smallest mistake here. And the NSX is essentially one of the fastest cars in the game in a straight line. Adam Locke is in a Bentley which is quite fast. And I think after the update's obviously done very well because they're able to keep it with the other boys here at the minute. So still 0.8 of a second. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go it was. 2 minutes 14 now. Wow, what is going to happen? 0.8 of a second. It's nothing. And with that, Paul's after getting a hugely fast exit here. Oh, he was going to go for the move. So I think Paul's going to go for it here now. Paul's going to have a faster straight line. Locke is doing everything, but Locke's going to have to come back over for the racing line. He's not giving up. 0.2 of a second now. 0.3. But then he's going to have that toe being that close. Oh, Venter's lost a little bit of time, but luckily enough he's held on. Still half a second in it. 0.4 of a second again. This is going to be going on to the last lap by the looks of it, guys, because we're coming on to the last lap now. And we just don't know who's going to get this race till less than a second in it. This is going to be a close one. Do not go anywhere. Locke just needs to do his very best. Venter now is going to just have to go for it. There's no cars around the front of them, so they have a clear track ahead. Paul is so much faster to this sector here. But then Locke can carry the next few corners quite decent. He needs to survive this straight here. If he can survive this, he can survive anything. But Paul is going to go for it. Paul's not... He's not afraid of it. Oh, I'm afraid to even talk here. Paul is so close. 0.2 of a second. Oh, Paul is using every bit of the track there to carry as much speed through it, and it's helping him. He is closer than he's ever been. 0.3 of a second. 0.4. And then Paul pulls back in a bit here with the straight line. I tell you one thing, if this finishes as it does, oh, Adam goes wide. Oh, it's a drag race. Oh, what a finish to the race. Adam wins by 0.2 of a second. Venture comes in second. Ryan Harper, an amazing job in third place in that M6. Gary Smith then in fourth place in that Audi. Then you've got Franklin in fifth place in the Ferrari. And then you've got Gamble coming up here in sixth. Then you've Massey coming in seventh. Chris Wall in eighth. Tim Smee in ninth, but Dudley's going to try and make that maybe his, so we'll have a look there to see between Dudley. Darren Christian in 11th. You've got Radmore 12th. Tedder in 13th. Vermeulen in 14th. But look at this. John Dudley and Smee has not finished yet. This is for 9th and 10th, and looks like Dudley's going to go for the move. Is Dudley going to get it done? No, not this time round. Smee's held on to it there. This is just crazy. Oh, Dudley later on the brakes there. Dudley's going to try go for it. We know how hard of a racer he is, but Smee is also quite a good racer. And this is it. Tedder's right behind him as well in this little bit of a battle, which is good fun to see. Dudley's tried everything here. Will it be a better run from Dudley? It looks like it is a better run from Dudley. Does he have enough pace? Is Dudley going to go around the outside and get it? No, it's not. It's going to be close though. Oh. And Smee holds on to 9th spot. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, that was amazing. Amazing. Lock for the Premiership Minister. Well, I tell you one thing, Limo, that was some defend and drive. Like, that was proper pressure. Mr. Locke, our race winner there. Let's jump into the chats, see if they're all there.
I let you pass when I did.
Lads.
I was trying to get to a point where I weren't disturbing your lap, but because I know you was in the race.
How are you, lads?
I was up your backside, but trying to get to the point where I could get the run on you and not disturb your your race.
No worries.
It's not like you to be up someone's backside. Right, boys, I just have to start off. Adam Locke, you fucking hero. What I didn't expect you to come out in the lead after your pit stop. What were you doing?
No, I didn't expect it, but you know, short stop, splash and dash, and yeah, I'm there in front. Just
wow, and I tell you, you and Paul had a right battle. I don't know how both you is. None of you didn't make a mistake between you the whole way there for like the last 15 at least minutes of that race. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I helped Adam there by hitting the wall on my outlap. 13.5 seconds of damage, and I was about a second a lap slower than my lap times that I was running before. But yeah, that's racing, hey? If you hit the wall, you got to deal with your own trouble. So double shots coming up, boys, because it was a pole position and a P2.
Well done.
I might have to join you on them shots after that.
Yeah, like
Adam, that was great. That was absolutely fantastic. Yo, I'm shaking. It was so good. Yo, that was great racing, man.
What can I just say, boys? You're both relatively new to the league as well, and I'm glad you've had a good race out of it.
Oh, lad, no, Chris, I'm telling you, you need to watch just the last few minutes of that. I couldn't breathe. I didn't know what was going to happen because, like, literally, you can see how strong the Honda was in the first sector, and then Adam in the mid sector just done enough to defend him. And in the last sector, then Adam was slightly faster, but then again by the main straight, then Paul was right up there. It was just, it was brilliant. It was honestly, that was probably, can I just say, probably the best race I've commentated on for racing in the last few minutes. That was that good. It was just phenomenal. It was brilliant.
Yeah, you two are having a great race. Great race.
Lads, can I just say one thing? Harper M6 podium, what?
Yes, I will there.
I'll take that all day long.
What a dude.
Ryan, that's a great result, mate.
What a dude.
Yeah, don't know how I can strap pace out of that car, but I'm absolutely goosed.
You were so fast in the race, though.
Yeah, bit frustrated really in the end because I saw Adam behind me was about 2 seconds behind me on pit stop. I like overshot my pit stop by about half a meter, so it just kind of went backwards, then popped up after a few seconds. I reckon that cost me.
Oh man. Yeah, no, honestly. Harper, I'm so happy that you got on the M6 because you're showing that even though it might be the fastest car, you really are extracting the pace out of it to the, I'd say to the probably the max that I can do.
Yeah, I reckon it'd probably go quicker, really, but obviously I'm not alien, am I? But yeah, I'm enjoying it actually. It's good to use the car for once. It'll
But
be competitive. But
you're certainly getting there being an alien. But Gary Smith, what happened to you in the pits? You were longer in the pits than the other guys. But did you have damage?
No, just overshot the pit box a little bit. Maybe lost about 3 to 5 seconds or whatever. But yeah, that was it.
But look, you still had a great race though to come back fourth, especially after that as well, because the pace of everyone tonight. I think you said it at the start is going to be a close one. It really was a close one because between I'd say at least 5 6s there was really nothing in it on a lap for lap pace though. It was just crazy.
Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, like I knew coming in the Audi like it's not good on like race fuel on this track. Like it's great over one lap, but with fuel, like even in practice, like you probably see me struggling like with the fuel runs. But yeah, I mean, considering I had the penalty and everything else, like yeah, it's probably the best I could hope for. But yeah, well done to the lads out in front. That was just watched it back. Great race.
That was absolutely phenomenal, And then Mr. Franklin as well. You were having a mixed emotions of a race, I think, there tonight with the bit of an incident that you had as well with the spin and then the back marker hitting you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was nothing. I need to apologise. It was nothing he could have done. I lost a massive. I don't know if you caught it on the stream, but it was a massive four-wheel drift into turn one, on like full opposite lock, trying to keep it going straight, and it just snapped back into his path. Nothing he could have done, and it's a bit of a missed opportunity for me because I lost 22 seconds in the pit with that, and I was less than that behind Adam at the flag, so. Feel like a little bit of a missed opportunity, but nonetheless, great race. I had a really good end to the race, trying to chase down Gary. Everything he said about the Audi not being good in the race was kind of rattling through my head as I was trying to catch up. But yeah, it was really good overall.
Yeah, fair play. And Matcha, you had a good race as well. Probably mixed feelings at the end of it as well, but overall, you done a very strong showing with the qualifying as well in that M4 to do a great lap at the very last minute as well.
I was surprised, to be honest, that things didn't feel good around here at all. Was lucky to get the lap in, just following Gary pulled me around. I was like, happy days. And then the start was all right, but I lost it a couple of times, which I think lost me probably fourth in the end. And then I got damaged from that wee bit of contact as well, which didn't help. But yeah, what can you do?
Absolutely, look, it's racing and on to the next one we go, but I can't believe it. Gary's hat-trick of race wins won't be happening in a row this time round. Chris Wall as well, great race from you as well. I know you were caught up in the incident at the start as well with... who was it that spun at the start? I can't remember actually, it was that long ago.
Yeah, there was two. There was one turn 3 and then another through turn 5 that I got caught up in. So I had 28 seconds of damage, stone dead last. And yeah, Chris was just giving me a bit of a pep talk in the chat on the way through and got myself back to P8, I think. It wasn't a bad race. The Merc didn't feel too bad there. It was just a few little mistakes along the way. So yeah, not too bad. Quite happy with that one.
Next one. And unfortunately, Darren Christie's gone. I was going to ask him how his race went. Unfortunately, he's gone. But for my own stream, I'm going to leave the last words with Mr. Adam Locke. Do you want to thank your Bentley crew and all that now for doing a great pit stop for you?
Oh, best pit crew in the world.
I know, honestly, guys. Where are we next week? I actually can't wait for that race now already.
Snetterton.
Oh, yes. Guys, honestly...
Not next week.
Oh, it's the week after, yeah, Christmas break. Yeah. Lame. But honestly, lads, you do not fail to provide an astonishing race now. This is the first few races of this season. I think have capped last season already, just how mad they've been. It's been brilliant. And it's great to see such full grids now tonight. I will give a shout out to poor Limo. Just didn't have the pace and quality around it that he did say that he was struggling. And then I think he got big damage and unfortunately then had to pull out of it. But I will say for him, he will come back stronger. I did see Cooper had an issue with his screens, I think it was. And that's why he was just sitting on the track there for about 10 minutes. So it's to kind of give his that. Yeah, so his screen went in him and then he plugged it back in and then he said as he was getting going again, then it went into standby for 30 seconds. So he just had a mare of a one anyway. And I don't know what happened to the dude in the Porsche that was at the back.
Hey boys, I'm jumping out. I see I've got a storm hitting here now. So
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
I'll check you boys in the chats, and I'm gonna go watch the stream now. So luckily I'm on leave,
Nice.
so going to
Right.
bed at probably
Thanks
after
for
1
racing.
this morning.
Cheers,
Nice
Paul.
one.
Good
Fair
luck,
play,
mate.
Paul.
Thanks for racing, mate.
Right.
Thanks for jumping in.
Thanks, mate. Cheers,
Fair
boys.
play.
Good
Tell
luck.
from you
Bye-bye.
the same.
Yeah, Paul.
Right, lads, look, I'm going to jump out and close off the stream. Thanks very much again for the great racing, lads.
All right,
mate.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Cheers.
Fair play. Now, guys, yeah, as you hear there, Snetterton's the next race, but unfortunately next week with Christmas, there won't be any race until the week after, so we'll be loving you and leaving you for that one, but please join us for our admin podcast on Wednesday with Ira, and Mr. Chris Tedder from Amigos will be in, and I'm sure he will maybe give us an update on Amigos as well, as we are sister communities or affiliated, whatever way you want to say it. It will be nice to kind of hear the roundup of the year that's gone by and then what's planned for boat leagues in 2023, as the boat leagues have had huge growth compared to the drivers they had last season, so it's great to see that. Again, thanks everyone for all the support for the streams that we're doing this year with Amigos and with ERA. It's been absolutely amazing fun, and I really can't wait for the future to see what comes with it. Great pool of drivers, great pool of admins and staff and boat leagues, and don't forget, follow Gary on his YouTube. It was on the intro. I did forget to put it on the outro, which I will have rectified for next week. Chris Tedder's links as well, and my links as well. You'll see any of the podcasts uploaded onto YouTube then as well. And yeah, have a great evening and speak to you very, very, very soon. It's been an absolute pleasure.